Hello, welcome to the festive edition of the PCC. It's the last one for 2013. I am joined by John Santo.
Greetings.
And Jeremy Googleboy Hoffman.
How is it still Google Boy?
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating.
Dude, it's my last PCC.
You got nothing. You got nothing.
I got
You're
nothing else.
just rolling back.
I am just
phoning it in.
The time for inventing this is over.
Marcus, phoning it in, dear.
You think I'm going to waste time on new material. But yes, let's talk new trailers this week. We've had 3 new trailers, all rather exciting. We'll go with the first one, the one that's got me the most excited, Godzilla. Now, did you see this trailer at Comic-Con?
I saw some Godzilla stuff. It's not this. I would just like to start by saying Godzilla is the most perfect trailer I've seen in probably 2 years.
It's a stunning trailer.
In terms of just like, there's a ton of anticipation.
Yep.
All you want to do is see Godzilla. It's kind of barren. There's not a lot of like, there's no real like voiceover. It's not like them just giving away the whole movie.
Right.
It's the total antithesis of Spider-Man 2.
Right, and that parachute jump sequence part of it is just stunning.
And
too.
it goes on forever.
Yeah, when it's the red smoke, the trails of the red smoke, and when you're in between the 2 buildings and you see the smoke, the trails coming down. It's a beautiful looking trailer. It is a really nice trailer with a nice little tease. We get to see the monster, which is nice.
Yep. Yeah. They're not trying to make that their big
reveal. Yeah.
Like all they have left to reveal in the movie is the monster.
Right.
Like I have no idea what half the people's roles are in the movie. No. It's just very like I'm interested. I want to see it now. I don't want to see anything else from the movie, and it sold me on it.
Yeah. Missing Matthew Broderick though.
I know. And a little Hank Azaria action.
Yeah.
There's a lot that it's missing.
And let's not forget the Jamiroquai-inspired soundtrack.
Wow.
Deeper Underground, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
But yeah, I think we're all agreeing that Godzilla is, they're doing it right. They obviously show some stuff at Comic-Con. This perfect trailer with just that right hint of everything. And in fact, if they don't release anything now until the movie, I'm happy they can take my money.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll see the first 25 minutes released, and that's why I'm done now. Right. I don't need to see anything else.
Yeah, I want to step away from the internet. Next one, The Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, or as I like to call it, Groundhog Day with aliens.
Yeah. Which isn't it? Oh, right, no, or Source Code with aliens, I guess.
Ooh,
also.
There you go.
We got a triple feature going on now. So we've got Groundhog's Day, Source Code. We're like slowly moving through the future. If we start with Groundhog's Day, move to Source Code, then go to.
But I gotta say, this is another trailer that's actually a nicely put together trailer. Doesn't give away too much. Tom Cruise. I liked Oblivion. I found it. Right. I found it really quite enjoyable. I went in with, again, I go in with 0 expectations. Sure. But Emily Blunt, again, I could watch her just peeling potatoes, to be honest with you. Right. And this concept of, as you go through the trailer, you learn a little bit more about the Cruise character, but still not too much.
What about both of them? They give a hint that she's had the same issue. But it's not like there's not that moment where the scientist walks into the trailer and explains exactly what happened. It's like they've left a little bit. There's anticipation. It's not all given away. I don't know how the movie's going to end. I assume the last shot isn't in the trailer like it was for Ender's Game.
Right. It also shows that it's the film's very expansive. It's not like the same battlefield day after day. It looks like there's a lot of traveling. There's a lot of moving around places and stuff like that. So within that period of time, he's got a lot of moving around to do. So
the only thing that worries me is that we get to the end of the movie and we find out the aliens are Thetans. And that's what you've been fighting this entire time.
You know what? It's funny because that's what a lot of people were worried about that back when the Oblivion trailer came out and the After Earth trailer came out like that same day. Everybody was like, which one's going to have more of a Scientologist bent to it? And I think for the most part, Cruise actually keeps that out of most of his movies.
To be fair, he has. I'm being facetious,
of course.
And I still don't know anybody who's seen After Earth.
Right. Oh, I did.
Poor bastard.
It was honest. It's a long story.
Was it on a plane?
No. I was just curious. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't believe that a movie was going to be that bad because it had like in the upper teens, maybe lower 20s on Rotten Tomatoes kind of score. And for me, it was like, okay, this is not a great movie, but a lot of the vitriol also came from the whole nepotism angle of it. It's not. The movie's passable at times. but it's not the train wreck I think that everybody would expect.
I liked
it to
Book
be.
of Eli a lot,
Yeah.
and I think Gary Whitta got stung by the Shamalama Ding Dong Monster.
Actually, I think it was to be really honest, I think Will Smith was more the director in that thing than Shyamalan.
Ugh.
But and then the other thing about I keep on wanting to call it All You Need Is Kill,
Which was the original
title.
which is, I'm sorry, what is it? I hate it. It's another one of those.
The Edge of Tomorrow.
The Edge of Tomorrow. It's like the Star Trek episode, right? No.
City on the Edge of Tomorrow.
Right, yeah. But it's also directed by Doug Liman, who gave us The Bourne Identity and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The guy's actually very good with action.
Oh, he's brilliant. Yeah, he also did
so
United 93, didn't he?
No, that was no. You're thinking of Paul Greengrass.
Paul Greengrass, sorry.
Greengrass did the two sequels.
Yes,
Lyman did Go. Did you ever see Go with Sarah Polley?
Go was fun.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, so the guy really understands pacing and action. So
No, it looks good. It looks like another fun film that it doesn't give too much away. Last trailer of the week, Jupiter Ascending. The Wachowski brothers come back.
The Wachowskis.
Sir?
Just the Wachowskis.
Just the Wachowskis. Oh, I apologize. That's right.
Yeah.
The Wachowskis.
Wachowskis.
The Wachowskis.
Yeah.
But yes, we talked about Cloud Atlas a little bit before we started filming, which was an up and down experience for a lot of it. I mean, for me, it felt too long and too long-winded, in fact. I'm getting definitely a Cloud Atlas-y vibe visually from this, because I think they have their visual style. I mean, it's where you'd imagine perhaps the Matrix to be had they made that today.
Right.
But I'm kind of interested. It seems John Carter of Marzi in a lot of ways.
That's what I thought of, especially with a lot of the ship design and stuff like that. It had a lot of kind of a John Carter vibe to me, except it went for, instead of oranges and reds, it went for the blues and grays. On the color palette.
It has Mila Kunis in it.
Yep.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It has Channing Tatum, who I find incredibly inoffensive, and I'm happy to watch him because he's very entertaining.
That's inoffensive is a good word.
Yeah.
I'll be very curious to see how he does. He's done some really fabulous dramas in the past before he kind of hit the weird Nicholas Sparks period of his career. And so I was not sold on him completely in the trailer, but also you don't get a lot of who he is and what he's about.
I think he's totally an inoffensive action star. I feel like he actually he feels a little more 80s than a lot of kind of the actions people are trying to push, or he has the comedy, he's got the actual, I mean, some of these guys are trying to push now.
Well, there was the guy who was in
lacking, they look like they're like 14-year-olds.
Sure.
Well,
with the body of a 12-year-old, and they're like supposed to be an action star. What was the one with the werewolf from Twilight that he was like the taken one?
Abducted.
It's just like, come on.
My shirt was abducted or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I mean, for the longest time, I couldn't figure out between Tatum and the guy who was in Avatar and Terminator Salvation and Wrath of the Titans. The Australian guy.
Yeah. Oh my God, Sam Worthington.
Worthington.
Yeah.
Who has
Bland Worthington.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, but having seen him in Magic Mike, which I only watched on cable. The wife was there. She said I had to watch it. It was
saw it in the theater.
You know what? It was a fun movie. Yeah. It was worth it for the first 5 minutes alone, in my opinion.
21 Jump Street.
21 Jump
Yeah.
Street. He was great in. The Vow was actually a good romantic movie to cuddle up with the missus. That's the one with where his wife loses her, forgets about everything.
Roll with it, go. Yeah, it's all you.
You
didn't see that one?
I did not. No,
I've said this before. I liked White House Down.
No, White House Down is a lot of fun.
fun.
It's Die Hard through and through.
He does remind me of a younger Bruce Willis when he does his action stuff.
Right.
And he's got this vibe about him. But I like the idea of him pointy-eared, Jupiteran, Martian, wherever he's from, because Jupiter is the name of the girl.
Jupiter is her name.
It's not necessarily the planet we're talking about.
Unless he's screaming after the planet that's falling. It's but from but theoretically what the trailer is giving us is that her name is Jupiter, and she's the unknown princess or an unknown queen, or so she doesn't know she's a queen. So this will be Jupiter ascending to the throne.
And then obviously we're already working on the sequels. What was the next one? There's Jupiter Ascending. What else do we have? Jupiter Dropping, Jupiter Flatlining.
Wow. So you've got those. So are you writing these right now at home? Is that
No. I was sitting with Carl Bosman earlier, and we were just coming up with
different Jupiter titles.
But again, look, I know we're meandering. Fun trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one I felt like gave away maybe a little bit more, but not in a way that
Yeah,
it wasn't as bad as and blatant as a lot of trailers
Perhaps
have been.
I think it needed to a certain degree because it does seem like a
The
convoluted
Wachowskis
story.
are very dense filmmakers.
Yeah.
I mean, they throw a lot. Even in Speed Racer, they're throwing a lot of stuff into a 2-hour movie. So it's like there's going to be plenty more there than what we have. And this is I didn't even check. Is this an original story by them, or is this based off of a book or anything like that? I didn't notice.
Research to be done.
Yeah,
Are
sorry.
you kidding me?
Yeah, never
I
mind.
only got all of the trailer this morning, so I was watching it like 20 minutes ago. Why did you have to bring up Speed Racer?
Speed Racer's not horrible. I'm sorry. Speed Racer's
Maybe it's
not
because I
horrible.
watched it like started it at 3 a.m. one night
It's
on like a
complete
Saturday.
acid trip of a movie.
Yeah, after
It suffers from, and all the Wachowski films have very large segments of exposition that are just kind of like giant info dumps, monologues, in all of their movies. And so that's kind of, to me, their kind of weak point in a lot of their stuff. But in Speed Racer, there's a few of them when it comes to the whole corporate greed, shtick that it has in there. But yeah, honestly, I actually kind of think Speed Racer is a pretty solid little movie.
Yeah, I think this will be I'm going to be interested, and I'll cough up my money again to go and see this, like I have with the other Wachowski films. I'm just after Matrix 2 and 3 and Speed Racer, and then Cloud Atlas. I'm getting a little bit wary of seeing what they bring to the table. Are they creative guys who do some amazing sci-fi bits and bobs? Yes,
sure.
But like you said, I mean, Matrix 2 and 3 for me were ruined by all that. Underground stuff and the underground rave and all this mysticism and all that bollocks. And I just don't want to, I don't want to plonk down another $15 for a cinema ticket to see that. It's the least interesting of the three trailers to me.
If we had to rate them, probably Godzilla 1, Not All You Need Is Kill 2, and Edge of Forever. Edge of Forever? Edge of Tomorrow.
Forever is tomorrow. Edge.
I don't know. I'm on the edge of, what's the Lady Gaga song?
I'm on the edge of going on vacation, so should we wrap this
up?
up?
Yeah, okay, let's do it. Yeah. Nice.
And Jeremy, where do they stand for you?
Hey. That's about right.
Yeah.
I think that Godzilla, I didn't want to watch the trailer because I was afraid they'd give away too much.
Right.
You guys both talked me into it.
And a great poster for Godzilla too. They're just riffing off of the trailer, taking from the trailer with the red smoke again.
Yep.
Okay, so part 2. We're going to have part 2, and this is with the holiday season coming up. We're just going to share our one pop culture, geeky, nerdy little thing that we like to do every holiday season if we have a tradition or whatever. I'm happy to kick off on this. I mean, there is a new one that's come through over the last 5 years, which is the last 8 years, is the Doctor Who Christmas special on Christmas Day, which I've been in America to see, and I'm happy that the BBC are doing it on Christmas Day now. But actually, for me, the longer, more standing tradition is watching a James Bond film on Christmas Day, because we'd have in the UK, especially before Sky and cable and everything, we'd have the Queen's Christmas speech at 3:00, and then directly afterwards we'd have a new Bond film. Or they would show one of the classic Bond films or whatever, and that's what I have to watch. And this year, I think I'm going to pop in on Her Majesty's Secret Service, which I think is one of the best Bond films with one of the worst Bonds.
Interesting. He wasn't given a chance. I feel he wasn't allowed to develop and grow into it because of that whole scenario. But I would agree. Actually, on Her Majesty's Secret Service is definitely one of the better films.
His voice was so dubbed. I mean, he wasn't an actor. He had the physical presence, but he wasn't the actor.
It's also tough to come after Connery, man. I mean,
I think that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
But I mean, Telly Savalas as Blofeld. Fantastic. Diana Rigg is in there. The ice skating scenes and falling down a mountain, and that's one of my favorite Bond films.
Yeah, and a great conclusion. I mean, a fantastic ending to that movie.
And Sam Cooke, We Have All the Time in the World, one of the best songs ever.
Nice, I like that. So, did they show a random Bond film every year, or was it like the latest film that had come out?
They would either show the later. Well, they mix it up. Obviously, some years there wasn't a Bond film. For the longest time, there wasn't a Bond film. So, I'd always be happy when a Connery one was on because I wasn't a Roger Moore guy.
Right, that's fair.
Jeremy, what's yours?
My family was always really big on celebrating on Christmas Eve, growing up. So usually Christmas Day we'd go to the movies. So. I don't know what we'll see this year, but
Wall Street.
Yeah, and luckily now.
47 Ronin.
47 Ronin. Her.
That new trailer doesn't look good. 47 Ronin.
No.
Well, I don't think the first trailer looked good.
I like the first trailer.
Yeah, I like the first trailer as well.
I did like the second one, but Her also, yes.
I don't know about that. Her, yes. I don't know what it'll be. Luckily now I get movie screeners, so it'll probably be sitting at the house and watching them.
Not The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Oh, I don't know. That actually may be good.
I've heard mixed.
I've heard mixed.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Right.
That and playing Mario games are always kind of, because I used to get the new consoles for Christmas growing up.
Do you remember when was it Sega and the Dreamcast did nights, and then you played it on Christmas Day and you unlocked the Christmas levels?
Yep.
I miss those days.
No, never. I'm not a gamer.
So what's your?
I go to the movies as well. Actually, since I started my first job was as working in a movie theater since I was 16, and we would always be open Christmas Day. So from 16 through, and I worked through theaters all through college and even after college and stuff. I would go in early and thread up whatever movie I wanted to watch and watch a film first thing in the morning before any of the Christmas crowds. So now I just make it whatever like the 9:30 show is of whatever film I want to see. I just go and do that Christmas morning now.
The idea of sitting in an empty movie theater and having a really cool movie play.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, that actually is
it's really
very,
fantastic.
very...
If you ever get the chance to work in a movie theater and you have cool bosses who allow you to, like, especially like midnight screenings the night before things open and stuff like that, and a couple friends show up, and because it's one of those where you don't have to be dead quiet, so people, there can be a little bit more crosstalk, and you can actually kind of discuss and analyze things as things go along. It's one of those kind of one-of-a-kind experiences that's just a blast. So I've always enjoyed working in movie theaters because of things like that.
Cool.
So.
Okay, that's our show for 2013. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let us know your favorite pop culture, things to do on Christmas and what makes Christmas for you, and what you think of the trailers. On a personal note, this is my last PCC. I might be back at some point if Jeremy and the guys want to have me on occasionally as a guest. As a guest.
Wow.
Yes, because I'm off to do my own thing. But I'm so glad this show got off the ground, and I'm so glad everybody tunes in every week. I really want to see this do well next year, so I will be cheering on every week.
If you're nice, we might bring you back for Game of Thrones.
Doctor Who.
What?
What's Doctor Who?
Yeah. I'm not watching that.
Hi. Here it goes. Well, that's...
Happy holidays.
That's that.
Bah, humbug.
Jupiter!